And good evening and welcome to another edition of Cooking with Michael.
And Candace.
And Candace. 3 weeks in a row.
And I still haven't killed him yet.
And she still hasn't killed him yet. But you will notice though, and she pointed this out as we were rehearsing, we are wearing the same clothes. So that does mean we've either just really gross and dirty or it's the only clothes we have.
For me, it's the only clothes I have.
Okay.
I've got like 3 shirts and 2 pants.
I don't wear anything, usually walk around naked. And now you all have that image.
With socks on.
Good point. Thank you, Natalie, for... I know you just said at the same time she did. Anyway. All right. First of all, thank you all for watching last week's episode. As always, we appreciate you. Love you. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, commenting. Got a lot of comments. Excellent. Thank you so much. Tonight, we're doing a dessert. And why? Well, we've been asked a couple of times about doing desserts.
Yes.
We're going to do something that we do like to do, and we do it a lot. It's a really good one. It's actually Southern Peach Cobbler. And it's done in a crock pot. I know you're all going, huh? Crock pot? But yeah, it's done in a crock pot. So, you know me, I love my kitchen tools and my kitchen appliances and things like that. But this really does a nice job on the peach cobbler. So we're just going to get into it. And actually, just real quick, kind of give you an idea of the ingredients. We're going to take big old peaches, millions of peaches, peaches for me, millions.
Make sure they're a teensy bit mushy when you handle them at the grocery store. I know it kind of feels like we shouldn't be touching our food these days, but if you want to have some peaches with flavor instead of flavorless, hard things that look like peaches, you have to make sure that there's teensy, you'll just notice just a teensy bit of give. You can't even necessarily see it, but you'll know it when you feel it.
Millions of peaches. Okay, I'm done. We use oats. We use cocaine. Oh, sorry.
Blanche has cocaine!
Blanche has cocaine!
You got my juice.
But I see they didn't get your cocaine.
Oh my God, Blanche has cocaine?
Anyway, sugar, half cup of melted butter, which I've already done. We use some...
Sweetened ginger. Sweetened
Not
ginger.
galvanized garlic?
No, that's just your nickname for it, honey.
We use galvanized garlic.
Sweetened ginger.
It's actually...
No, it's actually little slices of ginger that have been...
Nutmeg. So, just real quick, imitation vanilla is fine. So, my wife said, go get vanilla. It's $22 a fucking bottle for vanilla. We're not getting vanilla. And she looked at me lovingly and said,
oh, dumbass. We get the imitation stuff. It's cheaper.
Yeah, so get the imitation stuff, a lot cheaper, same kind of thing. Anyway, you want to get, and then super moist, which I know some of you, Nelly, do not like the word moist, but super...
Moist.
I
had to say it.
My daughter doesn't like the word moist either. She gets really offended by the word moist.
Yeah, supposedly somebody did some sort of survey, and the most disliked word in the English language is not a swear word, it's moist.
Anyway, super moist white cake, kosher salt, and of course, thank you, Andrew, as always, Pinot Grigio. And right now, we're actually doing this while the kids are at school, so really, I'm just fucking day drinking. But anyway, day drinking. Never killed anybody.
I'm not.
Except for the ones that killed. Anyway.
Except for all those people who had cirrhosis.
Yeah, those people. All right, so anyway, so let's just go ahead and start making this. What do we do first? Because you're the dessert queen, so what do we do?
The bulk of it is slicing up the peaches.
Okay.
So
take the peaches and we...
Just slice them. Some recipes call for peeling them. Number 1, I'm lazy. Number 2, I don't think it tastes bad. I think it adds a little extra texture to it. And it's not going to be like an apple peel. It will still be kind of hard. Plus, it's a peach. Plus, you're putting it in the slow cooker, so everything is more moist.
Super moist.
But if you prefer, you can either peel it off with a knife or a peeler. It's going to take you forever, or you can blanch it as well.
Kind of like Sophia it or Dorothea or Rose.
No, so Sophiaing is cooking things for a very long period of time. Blanching is where you cook something for a short period of time.
Just so you know. Yeah.
You just get a big pot of boiling water and just dunk your peach in for about 40 to 60 seconds. No joke.
Millions of peaches.
That-
Peaches for me.
Millions of interruptions for me. Dunk your peach for 40 to 60 seconds, that quick. Take it out, put it in an ice bath, and then when it's cooled off, which will be almost instantly, you just sort of peel it off. It just slides right off. A whole lot faster and easier than peeling it with a knife. So.
And keep in mind, remember, this is all for date night, for special. So, also know your date and your significant other. What do they like? We know what we like because we are each other's significant others when I'm here. So that was for, never mind. Anyway, so know what the other person likes. But it's a great, your significant other, your date night is going to look at this and think you spent hours making this peach cobbler. And
it was really just your slow cooker.
Yeah, the slow cooker really does all the work. It's about 2.5 hours in the slow. It's about 2.5. I just started drinking. It's about 2.5 hours in the slow cooker. But anyway, so let's just go ahead and just start cutting these puppies up. So the recipe is really designed for a 6-quart slow cooker, which is actually we have an 8 motherfucker.
8-quart slow cooker. Apparently, I am the Michael interpreter now. I'm not just the co-host, I'm the interpreter too. Ooh, I feel fancy.
Let's see.
They're not going to be small like the onions and tomatoes in salsa. I would prefer them cubed as opposed to sliced, but that's just my personal preference.
Alright, we're just going to put them right into the slow cooker.
Slow cooker.
Swear to God, I've had like 2 sips of day drinking wine. This is what I think I'm afraid of what happens if you day drink.
Could be the liver.
My liver. Ladies and gentlemen, Beavis and Butthead. You're starting to fill up your crock pot and you're looking at it, or your slow cooker, and you start to think to yourself, maybe I have too much in there. Candace is right. It will cook down and it will all fit. So as long as the lid closes in the beginning, you're good to go. Millions of peaches, peaches for me.
Hold on, let me show you. This is how you cut a peach. You don't do this cubing around the pit thing. No. This is, move this shit out the way. Take from the top. Rotate the peach. Whoops. Okay, so you're supposed to rotate the peach all the way around and then twist it and it'll pop open.
Yeah, how'd that work for you?
Bite my ass. And then the pit, you can usually just flick right out. Now we can get back to our fast forward.
So while she's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and take my 1 cup of sugar.
Still closes.
Yeah, we still got to put the.
I don't think it's going to close once we put the topping on it, though.
No, may have to take some of that out actually.
Yeah, these peaches were freaking enormous.
Those of you from Pennsylvania, we call them 3 Mile Island peaches. Those of you not from Pennsylvania, you're like, what the hell are you talking about? Anyway, so Google 3 Mile Island. Anyway, so let's go ahead and let me grab this back. Let me take some of these out here.
Right.
Okay, so I got my 1 cup of.
Smells so good.
I got my 1 cup of sugar. Just gonna go ahead and pour that right on top. Okay, I'm gonna kind of just circle it over top. I'm not gonna pour it all in one spot. Okay, put it in there. So we're gonna take the 3rd cup of sweetened garlic. So gonna have to kind of guess, I guess, how much is gonna be a 3rd cup to start off with. We, take some out, and we're gonna chop that fairly finely. Because you don't want big chunks of garlic, what the hell is this? Ginger.
It is not galvanized garlic.
It is crystallized.
It is not crystallized. Crystallized would be sugar.
What's this crystallized?
So we're gonna spoon out what's a little bit more
It's not
than
garlic.
a third of a cup of the sweetened ginger, because when you chop it, it gets a little smaller, so we're gonna overfill our 1/3. So there's your 1/3 of a cup.
So I'm gonna. Candace is not a big fan of the bigger knives. I like them bigger. So You're gonna do that?
I'm gonna let you do it because you're better at it.
Okay. So really,
Nobody needs to see bad knife skills.
so what we're gonna do really, and I know she'll zoom in, we're basically going to you use your fingers. If you're not real big on chopping, whatever, use your fingers as a guide. Not like this, because you cut them off. Use it this, because then the knife goes down on the, on the fingers without actually cutting them off. Then when you cut them down like that, then you basically just go through and you chop them up. Okay. We need another field trip, by the way, to Bolivia or
Anywhere.
Maybe Marcus is going to come back on either next week or the week after. Maybe we'll go and do a field trip at his house, and since he's got the cool stuff too.
Yeah, he has really cool toys. I mean, tools, not toys. Kitchen tools.
What the hell goes on when I'm not home?
I'm never gonna live that one down.
You. You want to basically make it as finely chopped as you can without really, making it almost impossible to see. I know it's kind of an exaggeration, but anyway, so it'll look kind of like that. Okay. Going around and around, okay? And if you have to keep pushing them back, you can do that, okay? So that's about what it's going to look like, okay? See?
Nice.
Okay? And then what we're going to do is we're just going to put this on top of the mixture that we have in there. Then comes the fun part. We're going to take our bowl, okay? And we're going to mix up, we're going to take the cake mix. What kind of cake mix is it?
It's a super moist white cake.
It's not a racial thing, it just happens to be Pinot Grigio. So we're going to take the super moist cake that Candice is so in love with at the moment.
I just wanted to maximize all possible irritation.
Yes.
By the word moist and white. You are not going to mix it up according to the box instructions.
Yes.
Leave it like this. Like you follow our instructions.
Yeah, you're not making a cake. You're using it as a kind of a crumbly topping kind of thing. All right. So we do that. Then, before I do that, day drinking. All right. So we have our old-fashioned oats. We've used both. Don't use the instant oats, and instant oats really are
slimy.
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna do is we're gonna take 3/4 cups of the regular oats, and you can be a little heavy on that. It doesn't matter. It's exactly if you're a little over, you're a little over. So I'm gonna pour that in there. Okay. Then I'm going to take the butter. I've already taken the liberty of melting the butter because you don't need to see how to melt butter.
He's taking liberties with the butter.
Hey, at least I don't have toys at Marcus's house. Anyway, melted butter, pour it right in. Okay. Ginger ale. Now, you're only going to use like 1/4 cup of the ginger ale. Now, what you can do with the rest of it
is drink it.
with little Jack Daniels, little Jack Daniels in it, Jack and ginger. I'm going to take 1/4 cup. And you want to wait till the foam goes down so you actually get the full 1/4 cup. Not there. Okay. And then you pour it in. Imitation vanilla. The vanilla you want to take a teaspoon. Now I have my 1/2 teaspoon measuring, and there's a reason for that because a couple of the other ingredients call for a 1/4 teaspoon. I can't find my 1/4 teaspoon measuring. As we all know, finding shit and where I put it is beyond. But anyway, this one uses a full teaspoon, so I'm going to do 2 of them. All right, 1/4 cup of the nutmeg. Okay, so it says 1/4 cup.
1/4 of a cup?
It says motherfucker!
1/4 of a teaspoon!
It says 1/4 teaspoon. What happens if you put more in? Does it really kill it?
Nutmeg is a pretty strong flavor. I would be careful with that one.
Okay, so 1/4 of a teaspoon, which is basically 1/2 of the teaspoon. And then I'm going to take a 1/4 teaspoon of the salt. And I'm actually going to measure it. Why? Okay, so we're going to take just a little bit of a 1/4 of a teaspoon. Okay, take a spoon, and all you're going to do is very slightly mix it up. Just because it's all going to go on top. So you just want to, you're not making it into a cake, anything like that, but you want to get the ingredients, they're not all kind of, jumbled on one side, whatever. So kind of like that. right?
Circle it once. Yeah, you're good now.
Good? Okay. And then we're going to take this and we're going to pour it right on top. And it kind of makes kind of a crumbly looking thing. Alright, so get as much out of it as you can, crumbly it. So this is kind of what it looks like, okay? As you can see, this is basically uncooked. Now, we're going to put this on, and we're going to use our slow cooker on high setting for 2.5 hours. Okay, close it up. So we'll set it to high. So timer for 2.5 hours, and my wife is now, oh, she's not drinking.
No, definitely not.
Okay, so it's on. We're going to let it go. We'll let it cook for 2.5 hours. When we come back, we'll taste it, love it, enjoy it. It'll be a great dessert to add to whatever meal you're making, you know, for your date night, your spouse, your loved one, your significant other. So we're back in 2.5 hours when this is done. We'll taste it, love it, and go from there. So we'll be right back. Well, in your world, we'll be right back, and we'll see you in a little bit when this is all done. And welcome back. It's been actually a little longer than 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours, we kind of looked at it and put it on for another 15, 20 minutes or so. Probably was done, but I wanted to go a little longer. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off, show you what it looks like. Okay. As you can see, without knocking it over, you can see what it looks like there. Okay. It's got the crumbly stuff on top, which is the, what did we put on top?
Super moist white cake.
Moist. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to scoop some out and we'll try it and show you how good it really is. I'm going to go ahead and scoop some out. Actually, there we go. Scoop some of this up.
All the way down to the top.
Okay. And we'll just go ahead and say it. But go ahead and close this up. Fork.
Thank you.
Fork. And taste it and see what it looks like. Fuck, it's hot. But yeah, no, this is darn good. It is very hot though.
Which is why I'm waiting for my second bite.
And by the way, you notice there's no Pinot Grigio here because during that 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 45 minutes, I finished it. Day drinking. Anyway, that is actually, that is an amazing, amazing dessert. And again, it goes perfectly as a way to end, or at least end the dinner portion of your date night dinner. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. Real quick and easy, about 15, 20 minutes to prep, 2.5 hours in the crock pot. You can actually have it cooking there while you are making the rest of the dinner for your date night dinner. So, complements it perfectly. You know, good Pinot Grigio goes well with it. But
ginger ale.
Ginger what? No, I'm just kidding. So anyway, that's it. Quick, easy, inexpensive. Makes your date night think that you were, you know, slaving in the kitchen for hours to try and put together a fantastic meal to make an impression. It makes an impression without having to do all that. So, again, thanks for watching. We will see you next week. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share the video for those who you think will love it, and get more people to watch and whatnot. So, we'll see you next week, next Saturday night, 8 p.m. on Cooking with Michael and
Candace.
There we go. Thanks again for watching. Good night, everybody.